Steph, good to get back on the field Saturday, but what's the vibe overall right now at 0-2-2?
Yeah, obviously that we need to improve. I think we're trying to focus on that we have a lot of games left. Obviously we need to improve, but keep working, keep fighting, keep going, keep trying to, work on the things that we want to get better on. Maybe take the things obviously that we didn't do so well. We have to improve those on some of those, in my opinion, actually really frustrating mistakes, but somewhat easily fixable mistakes. Again, those next 10 minutes, 10 minutes after a goal on either side has to be just mentally sharper. But we also want to focus on some things that we did well, and we want to keep on improving on. So that's good.
What are the things that have been going well that you need to improve on?
The things that did go well?
Yeah.
I think we were able to generate a little bit of tempo in the second half and really force them to defend and very desperately defend. So I think mounting pressure with a little bit of tempo, and it comes from really simple things, right? It comes from maybe playing balls just with a tiny bit more pace and a little bit more in front, so that that person can break the line rather than has to come back around. It's a double-edged sword, right? It can go both ways. You play a sloppy pass, we have to keep coming back. It deflates you. You play a clean pass, we go forward, we break the line. It creates tempo for us, and it makes it challenging for the opponent. And the longer you can sustain that, the more pressure you can mount. And I thought we had spells in the second half where we did that. Some people might argue San Jose is up 2-0. They let it happen. I disagree. I think we found it. So that's a good thing that I would like to focus on. That was a positive. Having said that, we need to get even better and do that more consistently as well.
The defensive mistakes that happen in terms of where players are at, maybe miscommunications, how much influence can you have in stopping those things from happening?
Yeah, I think the biggest influence you have is out here, where everybody can hear everything, and we can work on seeing these mistakes here and how detrimental they can be. On the weekend, you see the product. So if you haven't fixed it during the week, it's going to be difficult to just fix it on the spot. Having said that, it's always, I think in my last 3 years, it's always been a message: next five, but maybe it's become too consistent, too routine. Maybe now it's another trying to find another way of shaking that up and making sure that that's not just something that's being heard every time just because it's being said every time, but because there is a true sense of urgency behind it. But I think we all know that we can do better there collectively. And really, does it need to take one guy to remind people, hey, next five is vulnerable? I think it's a common knowledge almost that tends to be the time. So we just collectively have to do better there.
Do you feel like you are seeing improvement out here this week?
Yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff. It's difficult sometimes when you're getting into the rhythm of things, because you have to also prepare for what the opponent's going to bring. Sometimes it's really nice in preseason. You can just truly focus on yourself. Having said that, I think we looked at already what LA Galaxy is going to bring, and we have looked at some of the things that we've done well and maybe why we've done them well, and in an effort to try to replicate it more.
In your perspective, what is the thing that Seattle needs to do to get a result against probably the most potent in rhythm offense that you faced this season?
Yeah, that's I said this, I think after the first game I saw them play. That's probably the most lethal front four in this league this year, I think. Pencil, Peck, Puzin pulling the strings, and then obviously Jovicic has always been hungry, but I think now he's got confidence with that hunger as well, and it's getting decent service. So it's going to be difficult, but be sound defensively. I think that's the first thing. We have to find ourselves being sound defensively first again, because that was always a strength of ours. And if we are compact in the back and strong when it comes to that, and frustrating the opponent and forcing them to come out, I feel like it kind of plays into our advantage as well offensively, because we have guys who have pace. We can launch some balls in behind for Jordan and let them use their God-given talents. So, but ultimately, I think first and foremost we have to just be defensively tight and very hard to beat. It can't be 80 minutes of really good defensive play and sprinkled in with a couple of boneheaded moves here and there, and then we find ourselves 2-3-0 down, right? It just wastes all that 80 minutes of good work So I think we have it in us. We just got to be able to focus and do it.